All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going deep, deep into the world of Pokemon. Specifically, the trading card game. Or, TCG, for those in the know.
Right.
Now, based on what you sent over, it seems like you're really fascinated by a few things.
Right.
Like the history of it all, the sheer number of cards and sets, which, whew, that's a lot. And of course, the allure of those crazy expensive cards. Some of those prices are just, wow.
Astronomical.
So, are you ready to kind of become a Pokemon TCG master? At least for the next few minutes?
Absolutely. I think what's so interesting here is, everyone thinks that the Pokemon TCG is being totally linked to the video games.
Right.
Which obviously there's a huge connection there. But the card game, it's got its own unique history, its own evolution.
Yeah, that's a good point. I have to admit, I always thought of them as like a package deal.
Right.
But you're right, there's a lot more to it. And the source material you sent, it even mentioned that the Pokemon TCG, actually, it came before the video game in the U.S.
That's right.
Can you believe that?
It's wild, right? The card game actually launched in Japan back in like 96.
Oh, wow.
And it took a couple of years for both the games and the TCG to kind of make their way over to the West. And man, when they did, it was a pop culture explosion.
Totally. Like a Charizard using flamethrower or something.
Exactly.
And speaking of collecting,
yeah,
the source material you sent mentioned being like blown away by all the different card series.
Yeah.
It's kind of mind-boggling, to be honest, how many sets and expansions there are.
It's a lot. Just to give you a sense of the scope, some of the master sets, those are the ones that include like every card from a specific series.
Oh, right.
Those can have like over 900 cards. It's insane. Imagine trying to hunt down all those cards in pristine condition across like multiple expansions, different years.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
It's a commitment.
No wonder those master set collectors are a dedicated bunch. I mean, that's like embarking on like a real life Pokemon journey.
It really is. And new series are coming out all the time.
Oh yeah, they never stop.
Which, it adds to the excitement, right?
Definitely.
And the challenge. There's always something new to chase, new Pokemon to discover, new strategies to master.
Absolutely. All right, so let's shift gears a little bit to the part I know we're both pretty excited about.
Yep.
Those super valuable cards.
Oh, yeah.
The source material was a little sneaky, though. It teased the top 3 most expensive cards, but didn't actually reveal them.
Got to keep us on the edge of our seats.
Right. But it did get me thinking, like, what makes these pieces of cardboard so valuable?
It is kind of crazy when you think about it. It's really a fascinating mix of factors.
Yeah.
Rarity is obviously a big one.
Makes sense.
In the Pokemon TCG, like, rarity's broken down into these tiers, right? You've got your common, your uncommon, your rare, and then it goes all the way up to like secret rare and holofoil.
Oh, right.
And those, especially, they're often printed in extremely limited quantities.
Oh, so that's part of it.
Big time. And then there's also the condition of the card.
Oh, yeah, of course.
A card that's fresh out of the pack, way more valuable than one that's been through countless battles,
Right.
Seen some wear and tear.
And we can't forget about the nostalgia factor either.
Oh, absolutely.
For a lot of collectors, those cards, they represent like a piece of their childhood, a connection to a time when like catching them all was the most important thing in the world.
Exactly. It's those sentimental ties that adds like another layer of value to the whole thing. Some of those cards, especially the early edition ones or those with printing errors, they become almost like historical artifacts.
Yeah, like little pieces of history. Speaking of serious collectors, the source material mentioned the quote-unquote world's greatest Pokemon TCG collector.
Oh, yeah.
Which honestly really piqued my curiosity.
It's a fascinating concept, isn't it?
It is.
Just imagine the dedication it takes to not just collect, but to amass like a collection of that magnitude. It's mind-blowing.
Really is.
It speaks to the passion people have for this.
Right. And it ties back to those master sets we were talking about.
Totally.
Like to complete even one of those, that's a feat.
Huge accomplishment.
But hey, maybe that mystery collector, they'll like reveal their secrets someday.
Who knows? Maybe they'll come on the show.
That would be amazing.
Right.
Now that we've kind of gone over the history, the sheer number of card series and what makes those certain cards so valuable.
Yeah.
I actually have a question for you.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think makes a collectible item truly valuable?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Is it just, rarity, market value, or is there something more to it?
That's a great question to ponder. I mean, it's interesting to consider, right? Like, is it the tangible aspects, the
Mhm.
rarity, the condition, or is it intangible, the emotional connection, the memories, the stories attached to an item? What makes something truly precious?
Lots to think about. If you're as fascinated by this as we are, we've got some fantastic links in the show notes.
Oh, yeah, definitely check those out.
You can dive deeper into the world of Pokemon TCG. Happy collecting, everyone.
Happy collecting.